Welcome to Exposed Podcast with Natalie and LaVerne, where transparency meets healing.
Hey, I'm LaVerne Badger,
I'm Natalie Hayden.
and we are
Exposed.
exposed. What's up, girl?
Hey, I'm doing good.
Oh, you look great.
You look amazing. There's something new about you.
Girl, it's this hair. It's this hair. So I'm finding my life
Mm-hmm.
as and embracing my natural to another level.
Well, I
So
love it. I
thank
love it.
you.
And it's,
Thank
of
you.
course, it's the person who helped me get to, my confidence and just cutting it all off. And that's Tamiko Streeter.
Yes, so we absolutely love her. And so, but speaking of leveling up on a natural level, Exposed has leveled up.
Yes, we are.
But those of you who are new to Exposed, welcome.
Welcome, yes.
And what is Exposed? So we just kind of want to share with you what is Exposed, what it means to us, and
The purpose.
and the purpose of Exposed. So Exposed, what? How was Exposed birthed? Exposed was birthed by me running into this wonderful, beautiful young lady,
Likewise.
but right by the name of Natalie. So we met um, at one of my events, an event in regards to men talking against abuse. And then we put our minds together and we were like, oh, I like this. You like this. We come from this background as survivors. Okay, we need to figure something out, right? So, my background, a little bit of my background is I'm a survivor of domestic abuse of 13 years. I've been out of that situation for about 17, 18 years now, I think, somewhere in there, almost 20 years. And I was being pulled in the direction of making a difference in this area of domestic abuse. And so, what better way of becoming an advocate for something that tore me down, which is domestic abuse, and having my voice heard than to start speaking? On different platforms, and this is a major platform for us. So, what was your why?
So, exposed for me, like Laverne stated, we met initially through one of her events. This is Let's Talk. This is the face of Let's Talk. She's been around for a while, and her signature and what makes her stand out so uniquely was bringing men in the conversation on ending abuse.
Right.
And I said, I have to attend this event. I did not know her, but when I met her, I instantly felt a connection, and I felt that it was necessary that we connect and stay connected and do something that,
Right.
such as using our voices to bring awareness, education, and prevention centered around ending abuse. Exposed to me was really just revealing and allowing that transparency to continue to heal myself, who was a survivor of domestic abuse. I was freshly out of a situation, so there was a gap for her and I as far as like how long she's been out, and
Right.
mine's was, it was like almost like a year or so.
Right.
But I felt compelled to move in this direction, and really you just can't put a time on when you're called.
Right, right, right. So, and if I'd have thought about this 5 years ago, this is not, I would not be sitting in a chair having a open conversation about abuse and on a social media platform. That would not have been my story to tell. I wouldn't have wanted people to know.
Right.
But you know, when the universe pulls you, aka God,
That's
pulls
right.
you in a direction that you are supposed to be going in, it's like whatever you try to fight it, it's not going to happen.
I mean,
You
we
can't.
came up with so many whys as to why we shouldn't, but then the why we should,
Right.
it overpowered that,
Yes. Yes.
because you may say, well, I don't have the education to do this.
Right.
I don't have the degrees to walk in this. I don't have the technical background to make this happen.
Right.
I don't have the background in, podcasting. But we simply just started with what we had
Right.
and had faith
Yep.
and allowed ourselves to, for one, be poured into and be supported by those around us, because it's not just us on this platform.
Right.
It was, and it is, a community effort. It's a tribal effort, and those that have walked with us
Right.
have supported us, and we're so appreciative to that.
Right.
So we don't sit on this stage by ourselves, right?
Absolutely. So our stories, yes, you'll hear our stories, and we had to come to that that scary. We had to face that scary place of exposing ourselves to the
Yes.
public. It's one thing to sit with your sister friend and
In
family
private.
in private and have and your husband and have those conversations and be vulnerable that way, but to sit in front of a camera or other people in a group or a training and tell that story,
And guess
we
what? You're
had to
being
get
critiqued on your story.
right.
You're being,
That's the fear of
that
being
is the fear.
right.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Hence why a lot of women and men in domestic abusive relationships stay, because of that judgment of what other people think, that fear that people are going to be looked at a certain way because you went through that, or why didn't you leave sooner. No one ever wants to be critiqued that way. And so even if now that we're out of those situations, it's still there. We
Yeah,
still don't
there's
want.
still remnants, right?
Yeah. So because and that never goes away. There's always going to be some little things that trigger,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
And
That's
so
right.
and as our journey continues to go with Exposed, it's just that we wanted to share our voices in a grand way,
Yes.
so that we can help one another, because it's still a learning process, a
A
healing.
journey.
Yeah, it's a journey of
Yes.
healing, not just for you all, but for us as well. We still go through stuff. We still have our bad days.
We have a life to still
We
live.
right.
Hmm.
And so, but we just wanted to make sure and come together to and using the exposed platform to um, expose life, expose healing, expose growth,
Hmm.
um, expose indifferences.
And
Um,
also empowering others
right,
to bring expose into their very own lives.
right,
Like, take expose and allow it to transform you in a way where you're like, man, all it starts is with you. You're the seed. You're that one person
right.
that can continue to penetrate through your family, your
Absolutely,
community,
absolutely.
wherever you're employed. It could be, it is that powerful. So
Right.
the power of speaking up is what exposed is to me.
Yeah. Oh, right. And being the voice to the voiceless.
Yes.
And
Until a person can speak up, we get to step in the gap and be that for them.
yes,
So it's not only just a privilege, but it's also an honor in a way that we've been entrusted with this ability, this precious gift is what I like to call it, because not everyone will take this and utilize it for what it is. This is a special platform. So I like to handle it with care,
right.
because how many times have we received those emails,
Mm-hmm.
those text messages? Hey, what resources can you provide
Right,
to this person
right,
because this is what they're going through, or
right.
a phone call?
Yep.
So we don't take those things lightly, because that could very well be our family member, someone in
Absolutely,
the community that
absolutely.
has relied on us, that know what it's like to be in such a detrimental stage where they need some assistance.
Absolutely.
So it feels good to be on the other side of the fence and to be able to speak from a place of experience. We're not experts. We
Right.
say that all the time.
Yes.
So we like to bring in those people that do have the knowledge, the wealth
Right.
of, information that can
From that
really,
standpoint. Right,
absolutely,
right,
yes.
right. And she hit it right on the nail that our experiences are extremely important, but we are going to always continue to support and encourage counseling and therapy.
Mhm.
We as individuals in our lives have used counseling ourselves.
Mental
Me
health
as
is important.
mental health matters,
It
right?
does, yes.
Mental health matters. And so me, myself, I've had it individually, I've had it in marriage counseling. I think there has been a stigma years past that um, we don't want to address mental illness because it's that stigma that we're crazy or
And
something.
that's the very thing Exposed stands on,
Right.
is pulling that Band-Aid off and saying, yes, this is something that needs to be addressed, and we're here to talk about it, as uncomfortable as it may be.
But and we all know that there is a shift.
Yes.
There is
There
definitely
is an
a
awareness
shift.
that has happened.
Yes.
And we want to tap into that so much so that there's healing that happens
Right.
in that. And the transparency can continue to just really penetrate throughout our community, worldwide, nationwide, where we can just continue to be healed by that. So
Absolutely.
I'm not healed, but I'm continuing
Right.
my
Right.
healing.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm in a better place than I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, last year.
6 weeks ago.
Right. Absolutely. And so that's what Exposed is to us. And that's how we created, that's how we came up with the concept
Yes.
of Exposed. And it really was a journey to make sure that we're helping our community. And the bonus is that we get to continue to help ourselves as
yes.
well. So
yes.
that is it. Oh my
Yes.
God, Exposed. That's how
Yes,
Exposed
that's
was birthed.
Exposed
Oh my
happened,
God.
yep.
And so
And it's been 1 year. This month
yes,
makes it a whole year.
it's a whole girl.
1 whole year.
Oh my God.
Time flies when you're being intentional and you're being productive.
Absolutely.
And time flies when you're not doing nothing either.
But at least we have a product at the end.
We have a
right.
product at
so
the
look
end,
at the
yes.
vision board a year ago.
Yes.
And notebooks and things like that of where we wanted Exposed to be, and it's right on task
Right.
as to where we want it to be. Now, has everything been perfect and smooth?
No.
Absolutely
But
not.
that's life though.
Right. And that's
You know?
growth of knowing what we want and being able to keen in on what Exposed is for us, not what Exposed is for everyone else. And what we want it to be. This is our baby and our platform to come and bring to the community and the world to say, this is our voice, and we did that. We did that.
We're doing it.
And we're still doing it. And
we're
still growing.
We're going to continue to move forward.
Yes.
And, I really appreciate those who have really given us the feedback and the criticism in a way that can really catapult and propel us in the direction that we really need to go.
Right.
So Expose, it comes with a lot of, push and pull.
Yeah.
But we're game for that.
Absolutely.
We said that, we're going to say yes to this.
Right.
So that's Exposed for us. And
right.
we can go on and
right,
on about Exposed, but we're just so excited about it.
Absolutely. So if you want to hear about how Exposed first year went and what we did,
yes,
you're going to have to tune in to our next episode. I'm LaVerne Badger.
I'm Natalie Hayden.
And we're Exposed.
Have a great day.
Have a great day, you guys.
Thank you for joining us. Until next time.